Savage here. Today we're going to be diving into a brand new video. In today's video, we are going to be specifically covering gunfights. We're going to skip the bullshit of landing and this and that, and we're just going to cover gunfights. We're going to be going over what we're doing wrong or what we're doing right, as well as the enemies that we're in combat with. But before we get into the video, if you haven't already, make sure you subscribe to the channel, join the wolf pack today. Also leave a like on the video. Let's get this video to 1,200 likes. And guys, if you love this video, please let me know in the comment section below whether you guys want to see more of these or if you want to go back to the other videos full time. Also join our Discord community. The link to that will be in the description below, and utilize the looking for groups page that we've created for the community with over 6,000 people. Find some teammates that are actually competent and go out there and get some wins, because playing with randoms is probably the worst thing about this game. And lastly, sneak is the damn truth. So make sure you guys use code SAVAGE. All right, I know guys, shameless, I get it, but without further ado, let's go ahead and dive into the video. All right, but in this video we have our first fight, and it's a Riot shield. Now a lot of people are like, Savage, how do I combat Riot shields? And it's a very hard thing to do, so hopefully this can kind of enlighten you guys on the pros and cons of using a Riot shield as well as fighting a Riot shield user. All right, first off, let's talk about his gun, and let's talk about his team. Okay, so orange is by the buy station up to the right hand side, green is centered between the two teammates at the loadout drop, and purple is going straight into military base. This is just bad juju, mostly because it's in game, and the in game circles are going to be at military base, so you guys need to hunker down together, hold each other's pockets, and start fighting as a team. Not to mention homeboy just shot a rocket, so he's clearly wanting to fight everybody on the server by revealing his position. But let's see what happens. So he's getting shot in the back. The Riot shield does help protect your backside, but again, unfortunately, most Riot shield players, this is what they do. They hide. They go into a corner and they hide, and they let their boy die, right? And there's another one. There's another one. Hey, we finally got our gun out and started shooting. All right, so now we're in a position here where we've let our two teammates die. Now, to avoid that, again, just stick together. There's not really much strategy there. That's just common sense. They should not have been that spread out. They should have been utilizing their comms. They stick together, go to the buy station as a team, go to the loadout as a team, and then come here as a team. That's just the way to do it. Now, we have an enemy in front of us who has a rock that he's head glitching to kill us. Now, he's got an advantage. Why? Because he can rotate to the left-hand side of us. He can rotate to the right-hand side of us. This entire thing right here is a ridge that he can hide behind and rotate without us seeing him. Not to mention, even if there wasn't a ridge there, we're blinding ourselves by hugging the left side of this wall. So if he does rotate this way, we really won't see him do that. And also, I'm not a fan of hard scoping in a window, because again, he's got teammates, and there's a hill to your right hand side over here above my bald ass head that we can't see right now. But if his teammate or another team's up there and they hear gunfire going off, they're going to ADS on the window with an AX-50, with an HDR, and they're going to blow us away. So this is just not the play at all. Now, what you want to do in this situation is play the outside of the building, play the backside of the building. Yes, the circle is pushing people in from your backside, but because we chose to put ourselves in this position, we have to work with what we got. Jumping out of this window and pushing the enemy isn't a good decision, because we don't have stuns, and again, we don't know how many teammates there are of this man. So the last thing you want to do is force yourself up to the enemy and then get shot by all angles because his team's right there with him. So again, the best thing to do is come out this backside right here. You could go up the ladder on the backside of this building and get on the high ground. I really wouldn't recommend it, because as you get up on top, your entire head's exposed and he'll be an easy shot. But if you're able to swing that, you will then have the high ground. You'll have an angle on the entire ridge that he can't hide behind, and you may be able to outplay the fight. But the same situation occurs that if he has other teammates, they're all just going to tunnel vision on you. So I really just recommend playing the outside of this building and then maybe even wrapping around this wall, which is exactly what I would do. I would leave this doorway, I'd wrap around this building, because I know that the enemy shooting at me, as you see by the grenade, is going to be focused on this building. He thinks we're hiding in here. So if you confuse the enemy by changing your position and running on the outside of the fence, you could really change the momentum of this fight. And there's his teammate. Actually, that was the same guy. There's his teammate. And that's not a surprise at all. So instead of you playing the outside of the wall and possibly picking the guy coming in through the door and then making it a 1v1 fight with the ghillie dude, we just sat in a corner, hiding like most players do, and they just pinched us, and that's not the way to play. Again, I would have wrapped outside the back door, and I would have wrapped around the building and got around this wall and changed my position and possibly shot him in the back, especially since the guy at the rock happened to actually push the left-hand side of us like I had predicted, and he came from behind us. The moment he had left, if we would have utilized that, we could have picked him as he was coming up and then again had a 1v1 fight. So that would have been the best way to play that position. All right, so here we are spectating the squad that killed our guy. Now, it is a full 4-man, so even talking about that gunfight, he probably would have died regardless. But would it have been a 1v2? That would still have been a great strategy to outplay that situation. And even though he probably would have died because it was a 1v4, it still was the best case scenario. So here we are spectating our dude Ball and his squad, and let's see how they play this thing. And as you can see, the yellow circles on the map, you guys are probably wondering, what are these yellow circles, Savage? Well, they happen to pick up, I don't know, I'm gonna be honest, I'm not sure what that new perk's called. It just got out of the game a month ago, maybe. You pick it up and it reveals all the positions and all the circles of the game. We're in a fight with a team. I'm not sure exactly what's going on. No pings have been used. There's been some gunfire, but no one has pinged anything. Fletcher has gotten it down, but no knock. And again, no pings. Very bad juju. We see another guy with a riot shield. Lo and behold, this is a riot shield lobby. Holy crap. Now for the enemy team, what they messed up with is they had this entire compound. They had a lot of cover. They had this wall to our left-hand side. They had these big-ass pillars. And then, of course, they had ridges and mountains to the right-hand side where they could have jumped off and rotated up behind the enemy. As far as our team's concerned, we kind of just ran straight into them. If this enemy team would have been a little bit more confident, this enemy team would have been better with their gunplay. If this enemy team would have been better with their strategy, they could have easily picked us one at a time. Because if we go back, green pushes first by himself. Purple's kind of close, but again, that's an easy knock on green. Then you rotate to purple, and then blue and yellow, of course, are lagging behind, which would also be a great way to do it. But because players, again, have the audacity to hide behind a riot shield instead of practicing their gunplay, of course, it allowed the enemy team or us to push up to them and absolutely wipe them out. So as far as the enemy's team is concerned in this position, I'm glad they died. They should be utilizing their weapons. But from a learning standpoint, this is just not the play, because especially in quads, because all you're doing is allowing enemies to get closer to you because you're not putting suppressive fire on the enemy. But I do like the fact that green is pushed up the middle, Ball is holding a support angle, purple or Parmley is rotating from the right-hand side, and yellow, I don't know what the hell yellow is doing. He's just looking everywhere. I don't think he knows what he's doing either. And that was just weird as well. He just ran straight at us. With the enemy team in this position, again, you can just tell the lack of skill, the lack of confidence, and the lack of know-how. So here we are, of course, with the greatest position in the game. There's 2 enemy teams left. It's a 4v1v1. I think we all know how this is about to end. Now, when it comes to a solo squad, guys, there really is no strategy. I can tell you guys, that's purely practice. Even the goatiest of players have trouble consistently solo squatting teams. There's only a handful of content creators or a handful of players out there that I can name that can actually solo squad on a more consistent basis. So that just comes with a lot of goatness, a lot of skill, and a lot of know-how, and a lot of practice. But here we are in a 4v1. There's really nothing he could do because this team is staying together. In a 4v1 situation, you as the solo just better pray to God that you can get a pick one at a time. Unfortunately for that guy, again, 3 of us stuck together. Should we have pushed one at a time, that would have been a lot easier solo squatting fight, but they never gave us the option. All right, so here we are in a duos game, and Turdchick is on top of Burger Town and his homeboy is camping in a window. Now, I love the fact that we were holding 2 different angles. Unfortunately, Turdchick didn't utilize the head glitch to his advantage. Instead of actually shooting the enemy, he just stared at him and allowed him to 2-tap us in the head. Now, Bright is by himself, by his lonesome, and he's able to actually clean up the kill. But I want you guys to notice, too, when Bright was in that fight, when he was solo, and he jumped out of the building, changed his position, and was able to confuse the enemy and get the cleanup. Now, I'm not sure exactly how he was able to kill him because we weren't spectating him. But again, when you're camping in a building and you're holding an angle and your teammate goes down, you don't want to just sit there because, of course, that duo was going to push in, and that's exactly what happened. Bright expected that, jumped out of the window on the backside where he couldn't be seen, was able to rotate a different angle and get a double kill, so good on him for that. All right, but here we are again, still spectating Bright and Turdchick, and they've been here for a very long time, and they do have a level 2 bounty on them, and I'm assuming this is the guys with the bounty, and it is level 3 now. Now, the enemy right here. The last thing you want to do as the enemy in this position is vault over this wall. Why? Because, of course, when you have a bounty, what do bounties do? They hide inside of buildings. So what I would have done, if I was the enemy, is climb up the backside of this building, gotten on the rooftop, gotten the high ground advantage, and see what I'm working with. Because if he would have done that, he would have seen that Blue's over here by himself, and he could easily soloed Blue, and then he could climb down the ladder, jump through the second store window, and hopefully 1v1 Bright. And again, it's just working buildings and working areas is just a better way to actually win fights. This right here is a predictable move. You pull up in a truck, you either go through the door on the bottom floor, you come around the side, or you vault over this by the buy station. I'm not surprised that he's probably going to get absolutely executed because he pinched himself. He ran between two of us, and he ran to his death. Now there's his teammate separated as hell from us for whatever reason. Oh no, the self-res! You allowed him to self-res! Now, I do like the fact that they didn't just tunnel on the enemy and focus up to get the execution. I like that. But if you're not in immediate danger, which they were not, nobody was shooting at them, you definitely want to make the conscious effort to go out there and try to get the execution, because the last thing you want is to get that down and then be fighting the guy over to the south, and then all of a sudden he wraps around on our north, and then they've now pinched us. So they got real lucky in that aspect, at least for now. Now we're on the bottom floor. I don't like this. I definitely, again, you always want to get the high ground if you possibly can, get in the second floor window because of the shotgun meta. And even though he got the down on the first guy, shotgun meta is running rampage. Again, you want to split yourselves up, create distance from the shotgunners. Height is your best option right now, just like homeboy on top of the Burger Town did. Actually, this is a whole different team. This is a whole different team. And again, when you're in combat with players, you want to create some kind of separation. In today's meta, pushing in gung-ho like Rambo, unless you have the shotgun yourself, is just not the play. You want to create some kind of separation, which would be elevation. All right, but here we are clearing Superstore, and we just kind of popped in, and now we're heartbeating. We don't see anything on heartbeat, so I'm assuming we're just going to leave. Don't ever rely on the heartbeat sensor. I guarantee you with 69 enemies left and Superstore being safe, there's going to be players here. There's going to be players here, so we're just running away from the... That's weird. That's the weirdest shit ever. I mean, come on, dude. It's not a surprise. Of course there's going to be people here at Superstore. You've got 56 seconds before the circle moves. Not to mention it's going to move relatively slow. It's going to take a while for this place to get pushed out. So either A, people will be rotating to Superstore, or B, people will be camping Superstore. Now, no. So our teammate goes down. He's dead. Give it up. There's no way in hell you're going to down these guys and kill them before your teammate bleeds out. So you need to start playing for your life, right? You're hiding behind a rock. And why is this a bad play? Savage, this is cover though, bro. You always tell us to hug cover. Yeah, but there's a wall right next to you that's way more cover and can actually protect you from most of Superstore, right? This rock right here doesn't protect you from shit. Yes, you have an angle on this guy and you could possibly hit him if you're good with the sniper. This is a really easy headshot. But again, we don't know where his teammate's at. So if his teammate wraps around the left-hand side, he's got a full line of sight on us and he's going to absolutely blow us away. So I don't like this at all. Again, this wall right here, this little broken wall, if we just hug that, we would be protected from these guys and we could kind of head glitch it and head peek it. Again, your teammate's dead in this position. You want to always try to res your team if possible, but he's out in the open and there's guys on the rooftop. There's no way in hell they're going to execute him and or bait us to him and then shoot us and kill us. So in this position right here, we just need to get a snipe. We need to get the hit. We need to get the luck. And they had the nade. It is what it is, but the team played it good. The team on the roof played it good. They utilized their tacticals and or their lethals in order to get the kill and make the fight easier for them. They didn't have to leave the high ground. I'm sorry, it was a solo. He didn't have to leave the high ground. He didn't have to do shit. He just chunked the nade behind you, hide behind that little bitty rock, and it killed you. Again, if he would have been hiding behind that wall and the nade came down, all he had to do is sidestep that bitch, right? But he didn't. He hugged the wrong piece of cover, and that ended their gameplay. Now we are being shot by the rooftop to 209. I want you guys to notice how he's peeking the box while he's plating. He's not just doing that because he's having a seizure. He's not just doing that because he wants to look cool. There's a tactic behind that. He wants to get eyes on the enemy. He knows he's getting shot from that direction. The ping on the minimap and the compass is showing that direction. Our hidden indicators when we were getting shot at pointed that direction, but we don't know if they're on the bottom level. We don't know if they're on the top level. We don't know if they're on the side of the building. So he's utilizing the box as cover, but peeking up, seeing exactly where the enemy's at. And that's how he's able to tell where the enemy is. And now he's going to get some great shots, breaking the armor, beautiful shots by him. And then once the enemy's suppressed and plating, he's utilizing that time that the enemy's hiding to plate up to get to safety because he knows he's in a bad spot for that fight. So great tactic by Riot to get out of a bad position. Again, guys, because you're getting shot at, doesn't mean you have to kill that enemy. You need to pick and choose which fights are for you. All right, but here we are spectating, right? My dude is an absolute unit, and he's going in on a duo. My man is a laser with his kilo. I love it. And then with the shotgun, he's pushing in, utilizing dead silence to go ahead and outplay the situation. Notice how he didn't go for the execution. I keep telling you guys, solo duoing, solo trioing is very possible, as long as you guys just don't focus on the wrong shit, mostly executing enemies at the most inopportune time. He doesn't do that. He goes ahead, gets the knock. Instead of executing, he pushes in to finish off a teammate and then gets both the kills. Should he have taken the time to execute the enemy, he probably would have been shot by his teammate. Now let's discuss what the enemies did wrong in that position. Notice in the minimap, they're hugging each other's butts. You don't want to hold pockets. You want to stay relatively close together, but not this close. Watch the ghillie suit pop out right when his homeboy goes down. Oh, weird. There he is. They're holding each other's pockets, making it extremely easy for us not only to get the knock, but start damaging the other teammate's armor. That's exactly what happened. So now we're in a position, as the enemy team, you're in a position where you have a homeboy down, and you know damn well Right's coming for us. He's either A, going to execute, or he's B, going to come and fight us. So what we need to be doing is instantly hugging that back window. Let's wrap around this corner. We need to be hugging this window right here, getting an angle on this doorway, because most players, just like Right's a really good player and he's going in, but most players, when they round a corner, they're going to ADS and look exactly where they think enemies are going to be at, which is right here where the down's at. We're predicting you're by the door, but if we would have made our way over here instead of camping the doorway, which is very predictable, we would have a wider angle. And the moment we were coming out in the open, you could start tapping us, and then we would turn. You could really mess us up, and then he could have killed Riot and gotten the res off. So again, standing by your teammate who's down, not a good decision. Of course, he's going to look this way. Very predictable move. All right, here we go with Riot. There are two enemies in front of him on the hill to the north. He does spot them, and he starts taking shots, which is what you're supposed to do. You're supposed to shoot them. How many games have we spectated where people are sitting there watching enemies run, and they're just watching them? They're just watching them. They're counting to 3. They're saying the ABCs. I don't know what the hell they're doing, but they're just watching them. I love the fact that Riot saw the enemies there. He waited for the enemies to leave cover, leave the trees, and then he started shooting them and got the easy knock. Not to mention, he didn't instantly go for the execution. He's outplaying the entire situation. Great on him. All right, now what we're doing wrong in this situation, Riot had a great idea at first, but now what we're doing is we're leaving cover. We're putting ourselves in the open to get shot at, and I don't like this position at all. What we should be doing right here is run up to these trees and then the rocks that we have a little bit of cover, but for some reason we're standing out in the open, giving the enemy prime opportunity to peek up and shoot us. So I'm not a huge fan of this at all. Again, we have no cover. We're out in the open. I understand he wants to get on the higher ground. I get that, but again, what's wrong with pushing a cluster of rocks and utilizing that to push up and get an angle on the enemy? This doesn't surprise me. This doesn't surprise me at all. Again, we put ourselves in the open. I understand his mindset. He was trying to play safer, trying to get a wider angle, but because of a lack of cover, ended up not working out. Thankfully, we did have a self-res. We need to start plating up. Oh, shit. Doesn't matter. He had a cluster strike. GG. Now, as far as the enemy team's concerned, I like the way they played that. Now, it wasn't the best play. We messed up more than anything. We should have beelined it, using cover, using the rocks to get to them faster, and then outplaying the situation. We kind of messed up and made it easier for them. But I like the fact that his teammate was down, his armor was cracked, and he realized that, shit, I need to get the cover, and I need to make sure I play this wisely. And he did. Granted, he camped up a little bit, but he still stayed near cover, utilized the ridge to his advantage. That way, when we did go out in the open, he was able to down us. And also, when we were behind the rock, he was able to peek, shoot the cluster strike, and we never knew it hit us. So I love the fact the enemy team did play like that. Again, should Riot have pushed the correct way, that fight never would have ended the way it ended. All right, here we are. Our dude, Audic. He's coming back from the gulag. These names are crazy. Our dude, Audic, is coming back from the gulag, and we're waiting for the loadout drop to come down, I'm sure. Now, this is always the play. Always the play normally. And this ending, because it's such a late time in the game, I'm not against this at all. You always want to risk it for the biscuit. The last thing you want to do is have to play this circle with a pistol. So what's going to happen? He's going to die. He's going to die. I still like this idea. You want to full send it again. Going ahead and getting the match over with instead of wasting your time hiding with a pistol is always the play. At least he's practicing. So you definitely want to land on the loadout drop, especially if you're by yourself at end game. We have a vehicle under us. It is glitched red. I'm sure nobody's sitting on the vehicle idle, but that notifies me that there's an enemy close by. So there's somebody probably going to be under us who's going to know we're coming in, and they're probably going to shoot us before we even get there. Oh, weird. Oh, God. All right. And of course, oh my God, here we go. Here we go. We got tower campers. Ew. Now, again, as far as homeboy falling in from the sky, you want to fall directly on the loadout. I like the fact that you're holding your parachute waiting for the loadout drop, but make sure when you come back from the gulag, you instantly rip your parachute cord and you float up top, and you don't allow yourself to get so low to the ground that you can't land directly on the loadout drop. So he really messed up his parachute and it got him killed. So that sucks for him. All right, ladies and gentlemen, our boy Zhang went down there. Players shooting to our southwest. These guys, Diamond and Zhang, are playing at an unparalleled skill level right now, going absolutely in. 4 teams left, 5 players total. This is going to be cracked. That allows me to know that we are the only duo left on the map. The other 3 teams are all solos. So with that being said, on the mini map, we have 1 target over here. We know that somebody's shooting at this little house over here as well. Here we are. Instead of capitalizing on this moment and going over there trying to third party these teams, we're hiding behind a rock. The skill level is absolutely crazy right now. Maybe they know something I don't because they're so much better than I am, hiding behind the rock like a little pleb ass bitch that they are. The circle's closing in. Nobody's shooting. Everyone's frozen up. And what I don't like about this is we know where 2 people are. We saw the little dot right here. We saw the little dot over here when they were shooting earlier. Where's the last guy? Somewhere over here, maybe? Hiding just like we are? I think so. This is not the play. First off, we're camping. Stupid. Don't ever do this. Secondly, we're staring at a tree and some dirt. Stupid. Oh, there's the shot as well. All right, so we have a team shooting over here. One goes down and the other one dies as well. I'm assuming they traded because the moment both those player counts went down, the shooting stopped. The exact moment. So either the gas killed the last guy who won the fight or they traded. But let's see. There may be another player hiding around this ridge. We're sitting here looking. We see nothing. We're peeking over a little bit. Now, what I don't like is the player's definitely not here. It's a 2v1 scenario, and we're about to screw it up, possibly. Now, hopefully not. But we haven't once looked to the east-hand side of the map. We haven't looked down the ridge. And why is that a bad thing? We have the high ground. We have the high ground. Why are we going to allow the enemy who's probably to our right-hand side to push up and double kill us? So I don't like the fact that we're both tunneled on here. One of us should be looking over for sure because there is a small chance that the enemy's hiding down here in these rocks. But one of us needs to be looking the other way because this is just bad juju. This is exactly how people are like, oh, he always shoots me in the back. Savage. Why do I get shot in the back all the time? Because you do shit like this. Stop it. What did he mark? Oh God, please be a false mark. Oh, weird. He fucking won the game, bro. He soloed him. Yo, Allaire soloed those 2 and won the match. He 1v2'd. He came back from the depths of hell when all looked bleak and won the game. Guys, stop. It was a small area. It was a duo team. There was no reason for both of us to look in the same direction at all. Even if there was a guy down there, let's rewind. Even if there's a guy down here, if he knocks one of us, and you might be thinking to yourself, you might be like, Savage, what if there's a guy down there? What if there would have been Savage? Then what, bro? Then what would have happened? Well, guess what? He probably would have downed one of us, but how's he going to execute us? The moment our bodies fall because we're down, he has no angle. Also, he has no way of getting up here and killing us. So, plan still stands, guys. Make sure one of you is covering your asses or this is going to happen to you. Just terrible play, terrible teamwork. But guys, I really hope you enjoyed this video. This is the first time we've ever done a video solely on gunfights. We usually take an entire match and break it down. So hopefully we can do a couple of these a week and kind of get everybody a little bit more aware of what to do and what not to do. In this video, we covered what the enemy should do, what we should have done, what we did right, what the enemies did right, and we covered a wide spectrum of different gunplay. So let me know in the comment section below if you guys like this type of content, and if so, I will produce it more often. But I hope you have a good one, and until next time, keep on improving. Thank you for watching. I really hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, check out one of these 2 videos over there, and also click this button right here to subscribe to the channel today. Until next time, you have a good one, and good luck in Warzone.